Hello students and welcome to your Week 4 Activity Directions video. This will be your third assignment in the Week 4 folder. This assignment is going to be a little bit different. The assignment itself is located in a folder where it has other information such as an overview, evidence, slides, and other things. It's very important that you do this after the first two assignments. And it's very important that you read all directions and instructions and watch all videos before you begin to solve the kinematics crime scene. When you're ready, feel free to click on the Week 4 Activity title link. It's called Week 4 Activity Kinematics Crime Scene. When you click on this link, it'll bring you into the folder where it's going to have information that you're going to use in order to solve the crime. You're going to want to go through each step individually. Step 1 will give you an overview of what happened. It'll also provide some information that we'll use in terms of evidence. It's important as you read this to take any notes that might stick out at you as well. Step 2 is going to be clues and evidence, and this is going to be where you'll watch a voice thread and access the actual clues that'll give you information where you will use kinematics to help solve the crime scene. Now, the voice thread you'll see is embedded below. If you want to view a larger format, you can click on the crime scene clues link, and it'll bring you into the full-sized voice thread where you can see the clues in a bigger term, and then it'll also provide you with my comments. The top comment here is going to be a verbal comment.
Hello.
And I will turn that off. But it'll be a verbal comment you can listen where I'll give you some helpful information to focus on. And then if there's a second comment like you see here, and if you click on it, it'll give you a hint on what you should probably pay attention to. If you find that voice thread isn't working for you, you're going to have to log in first. When you log in, you'll use the same username and password you would otherwise use to access your classes for when you started. And then once you're logged in, I suggest going back into this page and refreshing, and then that way you can access your voice thread, both the embedded one and the one linked up here. Now you'll notice there's 6 slides, so make sure as you are going through each individual slide that you write down information that sticks out to you. And you're going to want to keep track of all the notes that you take as well, because you're going to include that with your final submission. So you can either handwrite the notes and the evidence, you can either type it into a Word document, either one of those would work. Now when you're ready from the evidence piece, that's going to be where you're going to have to use kinematics and your understanding of physics in order to solve for the actual culprit and who caused the crime in the first place. If you want to print out any of the evidence slides, there is a PowerPoint attachment here that you can use, so feel free to download that. But again, you're going to have to use all the information, including the previous things we've learned, in order to solve for this. And similar to the second assignment, when you're submitting your final report or whatever it may be, I will leave it up to you on how you want to submit that information. You can have it in a typed Word document. You can handwrite it. You can explain what happened in a video of yourself. You'll just have to be sure to include your work so I can see what you've done. You can do a voice thread. You can meet with me and collaborate to verbally go over anything. Or you can create a PowerPoint. It's entirely up to you. But again, there are certain things I'm looking for that you're going to have to manage to put into any of these modalities and showing me when you're done. So what I'm looking for is evidence and other notes that you collected. I want you to show all of your work when calculating and using numbers. And that should follow the GUESS acronym that you learned in the Week 4 worksheet. Make sure to talk about or explain your thoughts. How did you think of what to do next? Any processes that you might have used? And then finally, tell me who the culprit is and tell me how you know. You want to be sure to include the evidence in your findings when you are telling me who the culprit is and who did the crime. Now, the most important piece for all of this when it comes to finalizing what you have found is the answer is obviously important. However, it is not nearly as important as the process. If you do not explain the process, but you give me the answer, you will not get 100% of the points. I want you to explain to me how you found the answers you found. What did you think about? What formulas did you use? How did you know? So the process is ultimately what I am looking for when it comes to this assignment. Again, as with any assignment, if you get stuck, confused, if you have any questions, make sure to email me. You can meet with me and collaborate, and I can help you with it as well. Whether it's to give you a helpful hint or to kind of guide you in your thought process, I can totally do that, and I am willing. So just make sure to use me as a resource if you need it. Otherwise, when you're done, you'll click on this title link here, the Week 4 Activity Kinematics Crime Scene, and that'll open into your assignment submission. You can either write a submission or you can attach a file using this Browse My Computer. And then again, as always, the blue submit button is what you'll select in order to submit your final work for grading. Let me know if you have questions. Otherwise, when you're done with this, feel free to move on to the last assignment for week 4.